demonstrator with Stampin' Up! I was asked recently where I got my drawer organizers that I showed in my craft room tour. I made them myself. Let me show you how I did it. I have a place for everything and everything in its place, more or less. Let me show you how. The box I made for my snail adhesive allows it to lie down, but say I wanted to have a box with it upright. I would probably want a taller box to catch this wider part. The first thing we want to do is measure this part of the box. So this longest part is going to be this longest part here, 2 inches. So length equals 2 inches. And then we need to measure the width. I might be able to get it 3/4 of an inch, but really I think it would be easier to get it into the box if it was a full inch. So our width is 1 inch, and then we need to measure how tall we want the box, and I think because of this wide part here, and I would probably want to put it in this way so that if this is ever open, I don't have the sticky part at the bottom. So if I want to put it in here, I want to have the box up to this wide part. So that's probably about 2 inches. So our height is 2 inches. So then we need to do a little adding. So this is going to be 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches. This is going to be 1 inch. So I need 2 plus 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5. So this is going to be 2 inches. This is going to be 2 inches as well, and this is going to be 2 inches, so that's 6 inches. So I need my cardstock to be 5 by 6. So I'm bringing in my trimmer. I need it 5 by 6. And by the way, I cut it this way, so this will still be a card base. I might as well go ahead and cut this to be 5.5 and score it at 4.25. So this will be ready for a card base later. This piece is not big enough. Well, I could make a 2.5, a smaller layer, 2.5 by 4. So I'll put this in with the card base. Those will be ready for another project. Meanwhile, I have my box bottom. The height is going to be 2 inches, so I want to score 2 inches all 4 sides. And sometimes I'll take a look just to be sure that that looks about right, and it is. Now I just need to crease. And then I usually have it the long way, going side to side, and I trim on the crease up to the score line. Both sides. And then I usually trim a thin wedge. For my storage boxes in my drawer, I didn't really bother to do this part. If it was a little messy on top, that was okay with me. You can also trim this one. That part's not on my diagram, but now you know the secret. If you're making a fancy box, you probably want to do those. Just a skinny little wedge. Now on my diagram, I've wedged the opposite side, so this box is really looking more like that. It doesn't really matter which way you do it. But I do usually trim these because if, in this case, if I wanted to make this box, these flaps would be overlapping a lot. That may be okay with you. Sometimes these are so long that they won't fit inside the box. But I usually trim these to, you know, half an inch. Doesn't really matter. You're just going to need tabs for adhesive. You're going to put adhesive next to the crease on the tab side. I usually use a strong adhesive, so tear and tape works great for this. And these flaps could be pulled out, so I usually put some tape near the edge of the flap as well. Then just pull off the backing and then just pull these up. This side was not cut on a wedge, so it's square and even with the score. So I'm going to bring those two together, and that should have a nice square top. Same thing over here. Remember, it's the tabs that we cut a wedge from. And there's my quick custom box. Perfect fit. You can make custom boxes for all kinds of things. If you do exactly the same box but just a little tiny bit larger, you can make a lid for this. And so I would really just add like maybe a 1/16 of an inch this way and a 1/16 of an inch going this way total. This could still be the 2 inches, or you could make this side shorter, up to you. So now you know how to make a box for anything. If you would like this printout, come on over to bevadams.com. I'll have the direct link for you right here. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, the direct link will be down below in the description. Talk to you soon. Bye.